Welcome to the Vikings Now. I am your host, Patrick Seatman. Had a ton of Vikings news and rumors to talk about today. That's why I'm making this video at my place right now on this beautiful college football Saturday, as we're all kind of looking ahead to that Vikings-Bills matchup. But the Vikings, they did sign a corner to the active roster. I'll be telling you guys a little bit about him. And then also, an Ndamokung rumor was floated out yesterday about him potentially joining the Vikes. I'll touch on that as well. But the meat and potatoes of today's video, the Vikings-Bills. That final injury report, I have not been more invested in an injury report in a while because there's key names out for the Vikings, key names out for the Bills, and then also the biggest name, Josh Allen. Is he going to play this Sunday? I'll be breaking it down in today's video. But before we get into all of that, if you guys have not subscribed already, please do so. It is the best way to help me out. You know, I'm trying to grow this Vikings channel. I'm trying to grow this Vikings community. I'm trying to show my bosses that the Vikings fan base, we deserve more videos. We deserve more live shows. If you guys were at the first ever watch party, it was electric. If you guys want more of that, just more Vikings content, I'm just keeping it honest with you guys. It's the best way to help me out and just to make this Vikings community and make me look good for my bosses. I put the goal, can we hit 7.2 thousand subs off today's video? We're at 7.16. You can see it right down there. It probably says 7.16. Go tap that subscribe button. Make it say 7.2. We'll get there on today's video. I know it. You guys love these at-home videos on Saturdays. But now, let's talk about the latest Vikings news and Vikings rumors. All right, we're going to start off with Ndamokung. I'll kind of get this rumor out of the way and kind of get my thoughts on and give my thoughts on Ndamokung. So Bleacher Report kind of put out an article last night saying, potential teams that Ndamokung could still sign with, and they listed the Minnesota Vikings. And I think, honestly, it makes perfect sense. Obviously, the Vikings are a true Super Bowl contender now, starting the season 7-1, just off to a great start. And if you're looking at the Vikings kind of overall roster, where could you pick a hole? Where would you want to add a guy? I would love to add a guy to the defensive line, and mainly for this reason. I think you could never have too much depth at the defensive line in the NFL. You look at the past couple years, that Rams defensive line and the year before that, that Buccaneers defensive line. Yes, they had their studs like Aaron Donald, like Ndamokung and JPP for the Bucs that one year, but they also had crazy depth. So if you're telling me if we could have 5 defensive linemen where it's Darius Smith, Danielle Hunter, Harrison Phillips, Dalvin Tomlinson when he gets back, and then Ndamokung with throwing in guys like DJ Wanham, James Lynch, who played great last week, I just think if you add a guy like Ndamokung to this front, it turns an already pretty good Vikings defensive line and honestly to a top 5, top 10 unit in the NFL. And if you're thinking about from, obviously the Vikings would love to get Ndamokung, but if you're looking at it from Sue's perspective, you want to go play for a contender. Here we are. You want to play around other great players, other veteran players. Danielle Hunter, Zadarius Smith, Harrison Smith, Eric Hendricks, vets in this league. And if you want to go make a true impact on a city that hasn't had a Super Bowl in history and hasn't been to one in a very long time, the Vikings might be a great choice. Might be a great choice. So Ndamokung, I will be all in on him coming to the Vikes. I want to know what you guys have to say, though. Let me know just your thoughts on the Vikings potentially signing Sue during the season. But the Vikings did sign a guy. They kind of activated somebody up from their practice squad. That was Duke Shelley, and it kind of connects to the injury report with Cameron Dantzler. He was officially ruled out for the Bills game. So the Vikings brought up Duke Shelley, Chicago Bears legend. So Duke Shelley is going to be getting, I don't know if he'll be getting good reps this week, but he will be active. He will be dressed. I'm sure most of the cornerback reps will still go to Patrick Peterson, Caleb Evans, who was great filling in for Cameron Dantzler last week, and guys like Andrew Booth Jr. I think still the reps will go to those 3, I hope. Duke Shelley will kind of be the next guy up if something were to happen to those guys. So Vikings did bring up Duke Shelley. He was the corner we signed to the active roster for this week. So another opportunity for a guy like him. Go make plays. If it is Josh Allen out there for the Bills, you're going to have to, the corners are going to be tested. Josh Allen loves testing these corners. They got the receivers to do it, throwing 50-50 balls, throwing back shoulder fades. It's what the Bills love to do, man. And so the corners this week, they're going to be tested. Not having Cameron Dantzler, huge loss for the Vikes in my opinion. But then also, if we're kind of touching up on this injury report, Dalvin Tomlinson was ruled out for the 3rd straight week, which sucks because Dalvin Tomlinson was honestly on a great start had a great start to this NFL season. Him missing the last 3 weeks, obviously the Vikings haven't lost, but he's one of those guys you want him obviously in the lineup going against this great Bills offense, especially if Josh Allen is out there and playing. So just not having Dalvin Tomlinson, it will allow guys like James Lynch and Hanga to step up like they both did last week. But again, kind of goes back to the Ndamokung situation. If you do have one of these D linemen miss, it always helps to have depth because these big guys, they do get hurt. They're not always 100%. So just adding depth it gets rid of that injury risk a little bit. And even if somebody does get injured, you have somebody to step in and kind of show out that I would be comfortable with. So Cameron Dantzler and Dalvin Tomlinson for the Vikings are ruled out. On the Bills side of it, they did rule out Jordan Poyer and Gregory Rousseau. That is huge. Jordan Poyer being out, I think Jordan Poyer is one of the more underrated defensive players in the league. Frankly, the Bills have all 11 of their guys I feel like are underrated on the defensive side of the ball. Then Gregory Rousseau, their kind of young and upcoming edge rusher, he was ruled out as well for this game. Honestly, it doesn't really change much for me. This Bills defense, they're still going to be able to get after the quarterback. They're still going to test you with guys like Von Miller. And Matt Milano is going to probably play this week after missing last week with an oblique injury. It was kind of a tidbit in Vikings news this week was, hey, if Matt Milano, if you guys don't know, Matt Milano is the Bills' middle linebacker. He is a tackling machine. He will single-handedly shut down the other team's rushing offense, which the Vikings have not honestly ran the ball too well as of late. So Matt Milano will be in there. It would just be another challenge for this Vikings offense. But again, missing Jordan Poyer, missing Gregory Rousseau kind of evens out the Cameron Dantzler and Dalvin Tomlinson injuries for the Vikings side. But let's talk about Josh Allen. I'll make this the pinned comment of today's video. Do you guys think Josh Allen will play this Sunday? I think he is. I have this feeling. I think maybe, I don't know if this injury was overblown in the media, but my gut is telling me I think the Bills need this game way more than people think. I think if you're looking at the Bills, they don't have the tiebreaker against the Dolphins and the Jets. They already dropped both those games. The Dolphins and the Jets have pretty favorable matchups this week. So if you're saying the Bills roll out Case Keenum and the Vikings come in there and they beat them, Bills fall to 6-3. Third place potentially in the division. And you know how important home field advantage is for that Buffalo Bills team. That's something they've been working for. I don't think they're going to try to slip up this game. I think if he wakes up Sunday morning and he is 50, 60%, I think they roll him out there. I really do. I think Josh Allen's going to play this week. I would be shocked. I know Vegas, if you're looking at the line, it opened up at 9 points and now it's down to 3. I get it. I just think the Bills and Josh Allen, I think he's going to play. I don't think it's going to be the Case Keenum, Stephon Diggs revenge game. It still will be the Diggs revenge game. I don't think it will be the Case Keenum revenge game. That's just what my gut's telling me on this Josh Allen, if he will play or not situation. It's going to be tight, though. I mean, apparently a report came out. It's going minute to minute, hour to hour to how they're handling this Allen injury. We'll see. I mean, it's kind of like, do we risk putting Allen out there against a good Vikings team? Or is it, do we kind of roll or die with Case Keenum and seeing if he can get it done? It's going to be interesting to see. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys aren't subbed yet, made it to the end of the video, you're a freaking real one. The guys that watch to the end of the videos, I know who you are. You guys commented every single time saying real one. If you guys aren't subbed yet, please do. I'm trying to hit 7.2 thousand subs on today's video. Vikings Bills tomorrow. How could you not be excited? See you guys tomorrow for my post-game reaction video. Skol Vikes. Hopefully we get a win.